Good morning, guys. Uh, it's the End Time Crusader here. If you are new to my channel, my name is Emmanuel. Here to spread the word of Christ, especially in these end times. That's just basically what I'm here to do. Here to discuss matters about faith, to spread the good news about Jesus Christ, especially in this end time. It's my calling. So today, something resonated with me today during Mass today. So during Mass today, the first reading was from 1 Peter chapter 5. So let's get a Bible. 1 Peter 5. Let's get it, bro. Verse 5. Likewise, you younger people, submit yourself to your elders. Yes, all of you be submissive to one another and be clothed with humility. And then it was highlighted here in this Bible. God resists the proud, but gives grace to the humble. Sometimes we don't really understand how the level at which God hates pride. People just don't get it. Like, if you understand what pride is, man, like you would always try your best. You try your best. In fact, you might find yourself being silent all the time. God hates pride. Like, pride is the source of all evil. Pride is the source of all falsehood. You might ask yourself, why is it such a big deal? Why is pride such a big deal to God? And we can go back, way back in the beginning, before creation, like in the heavens. We see that pride was the first evil. And it becoming the first evil in the heaven, it means that it was not the source of all evil. I'll still explain why pride is the source of all evil. The devil was kicked out of heaven because of pride. And what is pride? Pride is simply desiring to be God. That's it. That's just the definition of pride. Ego. You desiring to be God. You might ask yourself, like, how does showing off, or maybe showing off your watch or showing off something, how am I claiming to be God? Well, let's roll back the time a little bit. In the beginning, in the first battle of heaven, Lucifer was sent out because of pride. Why? He wanted to be God. He was no more longer satisfied with his role in creation. He now wanted to be God. And that is why God cannot tolerate. It's the first falsehood. I don't know how to. Before Lucifer did that, everything in the universe was walking in truth. Everything in the universe was walking in truth. Like, everything was aligned with, 1 plus 1 is equals to 2. Everything was aligned with truth. And so when Lucifer did that, when Lucifer did what he did, it was the first falsehood. And that is someone being dissatisfied with the role he has been given to by God, and they're wanting a different. Like, look at the consequences. Consequences there means that you are trying to say that God, first of all, is not all-knowing, that you know better than God. 1, that you are more loving than God. 2, is a lot of falsehood under it, that you are more loving than God. And and that they're just that you're more powerful than God, and that you know better, like you literally know better, like you can do this better than him. I don't know if you grab that. Why did he give you this, that? And it's a great falsehood. It's a great falsehood. And we can see how the devil transferred that. He was kicked out of heaven, obviously, because of that. He was kicked out. No, you can no longer stay here. He doesn't want to be an angel anymore. He felt like, and because he was so blessed by God. And that's the thing about pride. Pride always comes when you have been blessed. He was so blessed by God that he now, because of his special blessing, he got to his head. He now wanted more. He now wanted everything, not just more. He now wanted everything. And by doing so, he became the father of all lies. And how did he transfer this lie to us? I mean, look at the way he talked to Eve. He went up to Eve and was like, if you eat this fruit, you become like God. You see what I'm talking about? He transferred that his disease to us. And First Sirach chapter 10 verse 18. Sirach 10. I don't know if, but Sirach 10:18 states that human beings are not designed to be arrogant, nor the son of a woman designed to have anger. That's what First Sirach chapter 8. That God never created us to be to be proud, to be worshipped. We cannot handle that. That's why you see all these celebrities and all that, like their life is always messed up. Sorry, their life is always like kind of messed up because of all that worship. Like, human beings are not designed to be worshipped. You only worship the one true God. And so when the devil planted that seed of pride in us, like, it birthed all the rest of the other sins. The 7 other sins that would, pride, envy. You start envying others when they're better than you. It's because you're proud. You start becoming angry. It's pride that seeds anger. You start wanting more. It's pride. Because when you are humble, humility is the mother of all virtues. And you see, when you are humble, you won't fall into other sins. Humility attracts other sins. I want humility. Humility is you accepting what God has made you to be. Humility is you. Humility is you, like, accepting, like, being in line with the truth that everything I have is God. All credit belongs to God. That I would be literally nothing without God. And you keep on that mindset that I'm nothing. That I'm alive is because of God. That I can talk to you, and my beauty and everything about me is about God. My intelligence is from God. This thing that I'm a good basketballer and all that you see me playing is because of God. It's not me. I'm not taking credit. And so when you have that consciousnness that you are nothing, even if someone comes and insults you, look at you, big head, it cannot penetrate. I don't know if you understand, because you don't agree with it. It can't penetrate. Like, it makes you immune to all kinds of emotional manipulations and diabolical arrows. It cannot penetrate. When you are humble, when you are truly humble in your heart, you cannot be angry. And it gives you a certain wisdom about this world. Like, you always be silent. You have no need to talk. You have no need to, I don't know how to explain it in a way. Like, you just have no need to show off, no need to feel esteem, no need to be recognized by anybody or something like that, because you are humble. Humility. That's why humility is the mother of all virtues. Humility is, they say humility is the mother of, because you are acknowledging the way God made things to be. You're acknowledging the way God made things to be. That God made you to be. This is, if I'm literally nothing without God. like anything God wants me to be, because you realize that this thing that you have done, or this thing that you're praising me about, that God can easily make a stone, turn a stone, and make a stone to literally do that you wish He did. He did it to Nebuchadnezzar. I mean, like Nebuchadnezzar conquered the world and was feeling like a god, and God turned into a sheep to humble him. And so, but when you imbibe this humility without by force, or you imbibe it naturally, like into your heart, it dispels all every form of the devilish temptation. Like you conquer the devil with humility, because you cannot get angry. You don't want too much. You don't even want much. Anything that's given to me, let it, because humility is a state of total surrender to God. And you see, the Virgin Maria, the mother of Jesus Christ, was a perfect example of humility. Now you can see why God chose him. Throughout the Bible, you can see God chooses the humble. Moses, in the Bible, it was written that Moses was the most humble in the whole world then. Look at David. David was the most humble. His humility. You cannot please God without humility. You cannot be close to God without being humble. He only chooses the humble. He only walks with the humble because he himself is humble. I mean, look at the humility of God. He came, instead of coming down to us, he came and he became a human being. That is, as if that's not humble enough. Instead of becoming a king, he became a pauper. As if that was not humble enough, he allowed himself to be maltreated, insulted, violated. Oh my God. He was stripped naked, flogged by human beings that you created. Imagine being in SSG and being flogged by just one student. It used to be it's an abomination. But imagine your own creation flogging the hell out of you and crucifying you and killing you. That's the humility of God. And then if such a God can be humility, can imbibe, if such a God can be so much humble, do you think you can enter his kingdom by being proud? He has set the ultimate example for humility. You have to be humble. There's nothing in this world. There is really nothing. Like you don't have to show off. You don't have to be esteemed. You don't have to be seen as the guy. It's not you, my man. It's God. Give all glory to God. Your gifts, when you are spiritually gifted, it's not you. It's God. God can easily, without even replace you immediately. He did it to Saul. How many times did he replace people in the Bible? If you mess up immediately, you are replaced because it's not you. So don't ever let that get into your head. It's always God. It's always God. Not us, but God. So let's ask our Blessed Mother to obtain for us the grace to be humble. Because you cannot do anything, you cannot please God, you cannot go into it without being humble. Without seeing that you are equal with others. You are absolutely, no matter how much you have, no matter who you think, you're absolutely equal with others. It's just the grace of God that has led you there. That is keeping you there. You are the same thing with every other thing in this universe. There is no difference. When you start seeing yourself a little bit different, that's when pride has stepped in. Then you start falling. Because you shift from God, you decide to become a God. When you are not God, you decide to become a God to yourself, which means you start falling off. You shift from God's creation. So I hope this message goes to somebody. Be humble of heart. Ask God to give you humility. Pray for it. Me personally, I used to be a very proud person. I still have a little bit of pride in me, and I'm still begging God, because it's only God that can give you the ability, the grace to please him. He is the only dispenser of graces. So I hope this message blesses us. I love you all.